Oh man, that was close. So that was now I know what a bomb diffuser feels like. Yeah, crazy. So before I finish wrapping up the last of my new lithium batteries, I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. Zoom down here, and I'm going to zoom in kind of, guys, so you guys can see. I'm going to tilt the camera. Okay, so this is what most of the batteries look like. This one did not have silicone. It's got some kind of really sticky super glue crap on it, and it's not good. So if you guys have been following my videos, you know I explained the bigger end, the end that has more surface area, the more metal, is the negative. The positive end on these lithiums has this little indent across the top. You see that there? So what I want to do is take some needle nose pliers, and I'm just going to try to tear off this aluminum tab like so. You see the little marks on there from when it was spot welded. I kind of press down on the table and do a little wiggle to flatten out the sharp edges that may be there. Now the positive end here, I got a little bit of a tab. So what I've been doing for the positive ends, like a AA battery or AAA, you guys know the positive end has a little bump on the top sticking up. So what I do is I fold that tab over there, if you can see that. Sorry, I'm not watching the viewfinder. See how I just folded that piece of tab over there? And now all I'm going to do is press it down on the table to flatten it down. And on this end, you kind of see it's got a little raised bump there. Okay, and the bottom end's flat. This is flat too, but it has a little bit of extra. So next, all I do is take some red electrical tape. This makes life a little easier. And I just wrap it around the positive side of the battery. That way I know that's the positive end. That's the positive, this is negative. Okay, zoom out. Whoa! Okay, so here I have 2, 4, 6 batteries pulled out, and I also pulled out, I believe I got 6 of the other kind as well. These do not have a label on them that tells me any information that's useful. So I have these to charge, and I also have those green ones that I was kind of panicked about charging to charge. I probably will not do that today. I'm gonna leave that for tomorrow, guys. And the reason is I don't feel too safe charging them up overnight in the tiny house unless they're in the grow medium over here and on power packs, these things. The reason is if something goes wrong, the solar system will most likely keep pumping power into the batteries. Not good if something goes wrong. Could do a lot of damage. If these things are powering the batteries, it's going to do a slow trickle charge, a smart charge basically, and these have a limited amount of power to put into the batteries, though these are lithium ions, right? So they do have quite an oomph and kick to them, but I just feel more safe charging the batteries over in the grow medium for now. till I get more experienced, till I don't see smoke when removing batteries from packs and sparks and so on and so forth. The reason I figure I saw smoke and sparks, guys, is in order to get 12 volts, they had to put these guys in series. So what that means is they put the positive end to the negative end of this other one, and thus making a big battery. So the new positive is up here, new negatives at the bottom. Never, okay, I don't want to confuse anybody. Go look up what a series circuit wiring looks like, what series and parallel are. Just go look it up. I'm going to be horrible explaining it. It's basically a series circuit is everything's in a line. So all these, imagine all 6 of these things all in a row in a straight line like this. Whereas parallel, they're side by side and the lines cross across the top of all 6 batteries. Okay? So all the positives connect to one another, all the negatives connect to one another. That's a parallel. In a series, it's reverse thinking, guys. The positive connects to the negative, which I tell you never to do, but you can get away with it because once you do this, this becomes the positive and the negative's down here. It's just basically increasing the battery voltage. It doesn't increase the amps, it increases the voltage of each battery. You're just adding. Whereas parallel, when you do a parallel line, when they're all in a line and there's 2 lines going across, instead of the voltage increasing, you're increasing the amp hours or the amps that battery has. Hopefully I explained that. If not, Google is your friend. Now, I got a ton of junk to clean up. And oh, Dad has chemo tomorrow and the next day, and then he's off for the rest of the month. Other than he gets a CT scan, which is not a PET scan, but it's kind of the mid-range in order to see changes to his tumor, and hopefully its head has shrunk substantially, because it was shrinking even before we started chemo because of the all-natural stuff we were doing. We've continued to do the all-natural stuff, including along with all his modern medicine, chemo, and the pharmaceutical drugs. The all-natural stuff has not interfered whatsoever with anything that he's taking from modern medicine because it's all natural and doesn't have side effects. Whereas modern medicine has side effects, and there's so many nightmare stories out there. I don't want to get into it. Another thing I discovered on the ground is this. I don't know if this is off of this thing or not. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna keep it. It looks like the same size screen, so whatever. Yeah, so I'm gonna clean this mess up. I'm gonna keep the lithium batteries over in the grow medium. I already went over what that is with you guys. Hopefully you watched that video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and every time you guys do that, hit that thumb up button and sharing and subscribing. It helps me make a tiny little bit more money from YouTube. YouTube keeps the majority of your money. That's why they're so big and powerful. And we get breadcrumbs, even though that we're producing the content, but it is their platform, so, you know, they have to do all their monitoring and housing of the data and all that garbage. I don't want to get into it. Ow. I just hit the fan with my finger. It doesn't have a screen on it. Let me show you. It's the one I repaired. Nice and keeping me cool back here in the tiny house storage room. Okay, so that's enough of this talk. I'll see you on the next one, guys.